how you take a $4.5 billion, IP and slam it into the ground like they did Star Wars. Well, you do it the same way Marvel's doing right now. Hey everybody, it's Craig here, Reviews for You. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the MCU versus DC, the direction both are going. Alright, it seems like just, well, ever since The Dark Knight, the DC universe just started to go down. I mean, it really went down. The quality of the movies went down, the acting was down. It was just horrible. With the reintroduction of Superman, just really didn't like it. I mean, it was okay. Just kind of mediocre at best. Gradually got better. Wasn't a huge fan, of anything DC was doing at the time. Definitely didn't like Batfleck as Batman. Ben Affleck is not Batman. Plain and simple. It's just like George Clooney is not Batman. Period. And would never be. Even though he played Batman, he is not Batman. Now, did like him in Ocean's 11. Did like him in a lot of other films that he did. But he's just not Batman. And I think we're running into the same thing with Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel, being played now by Brie Larson, is just not Captain Marvel. You could have gotten a number of other choices up in there. And as it is right now, it looks as though the rest of the Avengers cast is agreeing with the majority of us that Brie Larson is just not Captain Marvel. Now, is she great in the other films that she's already done? Absolutely. She's had great performances in her other roles. But is she Captain Marvel? I just don't see it. After watching the movie, I just don't feel like that's Captain Marvel, period. I don't think the character that they played was Captain Marvel. I don't think Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. And the movie is just mediocre. I mean, it really is. I'm not going to say it's a, direct to Netflix type deal, but, is it a blockbuster? Absolutely not. It's not a blockbuster movie. It's something that they're just trying to shove down your throat before Avengers Endgame. And it seems like the MCU is just going in that direction. They're just going to continue to produce half-ass movies in a general narrative that is not going to be able to keep up with DC. Ever since DC's release of Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot, DC's movies have really come 180 degrees from what they were doing before. And then you have the release of Aquaman. Now, yes, generally, am I an Aquaman fan? Absolutely not. I was never an Aquaman fan. I mean, he really had the shittiest superpowers of anybody I'd ever seen, and I don't really think calling a bunch of damn fish to your aid is really a superpower. I just think, if you bleed in the water, here come a bunch of sharks. So anybody could be Aquaman then. But the Aquaman movie itself was a great movie. Matter of fact, it's exceeded expectations, still exceeding expectations right now in the movie theaters. I think the new Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be coming out. I think the last thing I read was December 13th of 2019. I don't know if it's been pushed back or not. It's been pushed back a lot. And I don't know exactly the reason why it is, but I do hope that they release this thing December 13th of 2019. I really, really, really would love to see that compete with Episode 9, because I think Episode 9 would just fall on its face against Wonder Woman. And, for somebody who's supposed to be a misogynist and a woman hater and all that other stuff, I would go watch Wonder Woman. And I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Marvel fan, but it just seems like the quality of Marvel films has just continually went down, whereas DC has taken the opposite approach, where they're not going to go with this narrative that Disney is going with, which seems to be going against the grain. DC's films have come back. They still haven't reached the level of The Dark Knight yet to me, but they're really coming back. Shazam's going to be coming out in April. Now, Shazam, for those of y'all who really don't know, Shazam was the original Captain Marvel. I know you're thinking, how in the hell is that possible? All right, well, DC released Captain Marvel in the comic books. Captain Marvel would actually outproduce Superman in the comic books. There would be more people buy the Captain Marvel comic books than Superman. Then there was a bunch of copyright stuff going on, lawsuits, this and that, between the MCU and DC over the name. So, Marvel ended up winning that, so they had to rename Captain Marvel Shazam. Now this was, well, they didn't come directly out and say, all right, look, Captain Marvel is now Shazam. They had to stop making the Captain Marvel comic books. They reintroduced the character and named it Shazam, or named him Shazam. From then on, it was Shazam. So, actually, Shazam is the original Captain Marvel. And what's really funny to me is the newest trailer that they just released for Shazam is followed up and has inserts from Eminem's "The Real Slim Shady" all through the trailer, which I think is completely hilarious to all of those that are familiar with the Shazam character. The Real Slim Shady is a direct kick in the ass to Marvel's Captain Marvel, because Shazam is the original Captain Marvel, the original Slim Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. That's right. So I think that's hilarious that DC's doing that. The newest trailer is hilarious. It comes out with a whole lot more scenes from the movie and a lot more plot points. It gives you a lot more, I guess, insight into what the Shazam movie is going to be all about, which looks like it's going to be an extremely fun movie to go watch. On the other hand, Captain Marvel, not an extremely fun movie to go watch. It was pretty damn agonizing having to sit through that thing for 2 hours and 4 minutes. I'm not going to say the entire movie was just trash. It's just, it's just meh. I really didn't want to see it. After the first 45 minutes, I really just was not interested. And after that, it was really hard to get my interest back into the movie. And it's not because of the girl power narrative. Because to be honest with you, through this movie, that girl power narrative is really not as prevalent as you would think it would be. A lot of people have put the Captain Marvel movie out there as, it's this big feminist movie and this and that. There are a few instances where, it's just blatantly obvious. But the majority of the movie is not like that at all. It's really not a feminist movie. It's just really not a good movie, especially at Marvel standards. Marvel standards is really not a good movie. And if Marvel continues down this path, the only thing I can say is they're going to be on the path of Lucasfilm right now, which is down. How you take a $4.5 billion, IP and slam it into the ground like they did Star Wars? Well, you do it the same way Marvel's doing right now. So Marvel needs to take and turn their stuff around the way DC did. DC says, all right, well, we're not going to make our stuff projected towards a specific audience. We're not going to make it, political. We're not going to throw this narrative up in there. We're just going to have strong leads. We're going to have strong stories. And we're going to do some really good special effects. We're not going to overdo the special effects, which is exactly what Marvel's doing right now. There are so many special effects up in there that it really muddies up the movies. And this was really the case with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel had the special effects were just you could have filmed the whole damn movie on a green screen. And, rather than use real sets, real backdrops, real this, real that, way too much as far as CGI goes, and way too much as far as special effects goes. Now, with Avengers Endgame coming up, are we going to see Captain Marvel in it? Are we not going to see Captain Marvel in it? The original people that come out with the Avengers does not want Captain Marvel in it. And that comes straight off of comicbook.com. It was an interview that they had. There's a lot of stuff going around. And a lot of them are just not happy with Brie Larson's character of Captain Marvel. Some people can be a great actor, a great actress, and just not fit into a role. Could you imagine anybody else playing Neo? All right. No, you really couldn't. Could you imagine anybody else playing Morpheus? At this point, no, you really couldn't. So, those two, you know, he was Neo. He was Morpheus. At this point, I just don't see Brie Larson being Captain Marvel, even though they signed her to a 9-movie deal. Yeah, but that's okay. Remember, Lucasfilm signed Aaron Reich to a 4-movie deal, and we haven't seen that turd yet. So, the release right now is going pretty good. It's not going to hit the 150 million. It's not going to even be close. I do think it's going to hit 100 million on the opening weekend, but you're going to see a big drop off. It's opening here and China at the same time. It's already open in Australia at the same time. So, you're going to see a real big drop off after the first weekend. Just the people are going to figure out that this movie is just really not great. It's an okay movie. Is it entertaining at times? At times it's entertaining. I really did like, I like the supporting cast. I really did like the Skrulls. Really, really did like the Skrulls in the movie. The bad thing is they were put into a really bad movie. So, with all that being said, and then we got the controversy going on with, the shield media, and I keep, you keep hearing that, but we have actual recording of a critic saying that, look, every now and then you just got to play ball because of these people. Now, you may not know it, you may know it, but the CEO of Fandango was with Disney for 20 plus years. So you can pretty much see how that's going to go. And of course, they're going to have a lot of influence over Rotten Tomatoes, especially when you see a 2 out of 5 rating and they call that fresh. And the next rating you'll see will be a 2 out of 5 and they will call that rotten. Okay, well, how is one rotten and one's not? A good review, a sample of a good review, which gave it a middle of the road, 3 out of 5. Just a middle of the road, just an average, B plus movie or B minus movie, or a heavy C plus, however you want to look at it. Said, finally, a superhero that fights like a girl. What in the hell does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything. So, the upcoming DC movies that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to the release of Shazam. I am definitely looking forward to the release of that. I think it's going to be a really funny movie, a real fun movie to go watch. And people, wow, how do you get all excited? These are kids' movies, this and that. Guess what? I'm just a big kid. I like to be entertained as much as the next guy or next girl, and I just want to go see an entertaining movie. So if you want to go see Captain Marvel, not a real entertaining movie. As a matter of fact, I suggest you go see Alita Battle Angel instead. If you actually really want to go see a really good movie with a female lead that doesn't have to throw it in your face that she's a female lead. The film's extremely well done. It's really entertaining. You'll really follow the storyline extremely well, and you're really going to like the movie, plain and simple. Go watch a behind the scenes on how it was made, and you'll see it was pretty damn complicated how it was made, but it turns out to be a really good movie. So I'm going to do the Alita Battle Angel on Saturday instead of watching Captain Marvel. I've already seen Captain Marvel. I can't take that again. All right, cringeworthiness as far as that versus The Last Jedi, I'm going to say Last Jedi still way more cringeworthy. So, everything from now on is going to be compared to The Last Jedi. And at this point, a video of me taking a crap in the toilet is going to be less cringeworthy than The Last Jedi. DC has definitely got the upper hand right now. The MCU is going to have to do something, and Kevin Feige, who I used to have just total confidence in, right now, it seems like Bob Iger really doesn't have the confidence in Feige that he had before. And this is part of the problem. Feige also didn't have the confidence in Kathleen Kennedy, which is why she is not involved in Episode 9. It is a J.J. Abrams baby with George Lucas coming in. George Lucas did direct and write a bunch of the scenes for the movie, and now he is heavily involved in the editing process for the movie and for the trailer, because the trailer is everything. If you release these trailers like they did for Captain Marvel that were just completely boring, they tell you exactly how the movie is going to be, and the movie is not fantastic. It's just boring. You know, it's not worth 2 hours of your life, and definitely not worth $13 to get in. And if you're going to go see it in 3D, it's definitely not worth $18 to go see. And it's definitely not worth the $6 freaking drink that you're going to have. And it's definitely not worth, you know, the $9 damn popcorn. So, you know, by the time you spend $50 to go see Captain Marvel, it's just not worth it. Plain and simple. I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman. I really am. I'm going to check on that to see when, because I think the last I heard it was pushed back again. I'm going to do some more research on that because I'm really looking forward to the next Wonder Woman installment. Not because of any other reason other than she's Wonder Woman and does a really good job. So she's cast really well. Gal Gadot does a great job in it. She's always done a great job in every movie she's been in, but she really makes you feel like she is Wonder Woman. So Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, not the real Slim Shady. Shazam is the real Slim Shady. And after looking at that trailer, definitely, it's a must-see. I'm going to do a video on the new Shazam trailer. I'll have it up in here and should be edited probably tonight or early tomorrow, and I'll have it uploaded where we can go through and dissect it and do some reaction to the actual newest Shazam trailer, which has a lot more content in it and is extremely hilarious to me. And I love how DC has just given a shot directly to Marvel with the real Slim Shady as far as the Captain Marvel versus Captain Marvel goes. So I'm Craig. Reviews for you. I'll see you in the next video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Lick that like button. Make sure you hit the bell notifications, because now they've changed the bell notifications to where it is never, always, sometimes. So make sure you hit the bell notification and hit the always. You'll always know exactly when I upload a video or when I go live. You never know when I go live, and when I go live, you never know what you're going to get, because live is pretty much, well, I get to be unhinged live. I know that gets a little crazy every now and then, and subs will tell you the same thing. So, I'm Craig, reviews for you. We'll see you in the next video. I am out of here.